Hello YouTube, I'm back with a full review of the Galaxy Fit. This is the one with the bigger battery and the color screen, AMOLED screen. I think it's something like 0.95 inch. It's not the Galaxy Fit E, which is the cheaper version. This is the full versions, if you like. I think before I make this video any longer, what I'll do is just go through some of the things that I like about it and some of the things that perhaps are not so great. So if I start with the likes, the thing I like about this is the first thing is battery life. So the advertised is I think it's something like up to 7 days or something like that anyway, very close to 7 days. I've been using this since I bought it, which was 7 and a bit days ago. What you'll be able to get out of this is basically 7 days. If you're doing something like I do, I've done an average of 45 minutes activity tracking every day. So for me, that's like running for 30 minutes and cross trainer, or some of you will call it elliptical trainer, for 15 minutes. So total 45 minutes a day. Easily can get through that with a full battery. The reason why I delayed making the video is I wanted to see how long it would take before the battery actually ran out. So I did mine for just over 7.5 days. And I managed to go through that and do all activities. I went running today with 4% left, and I came back and did the cross trainer for about 20 minutes, and I still had battery. I then went into town for shopping and came back, and that's when the battery then died. So, you know, the battery life on this thing is very, very good, and it's one of the things that I would say is very good about it. When I got mine, it already had 75% battery, so I only had to charge it up to 100. So I'm not sure how long it takes yet. What you will see currently is it's probably around 40%. Yeah, 40%. And the reason why it's 40% is I had to charge it when it ran out of power before I could do this video. So it's taken about an hour and a half to get to 40%. So, you know, maybe up to 3 hours to do a full charge. I'm not sure, but I'll look into that. So that's kind of the first thing I like about it, basically, is the battery life. I won't say much about the screen. I think, you know, AMOLED is very good, very clear, very vivid colors. I can't complain. So when you're running and you're looking at this, you know, it's a good thing to look at. It's very vivid colors and very nice. Tied to that as well, the thing about this is when you wear it, it's nice and snug. It's very good. It doesn't kind of overwhelm the hand like my Galaxy Watch or my Gear S3 does. And I suppose that's because of the size. I think it weighs something like 23 grams. It's quite small. And you don't actually feel it sometimes if you're not looking. Most of the time when I go into work, I don't actually look at my wrists. So one of the best things about this is how light it is and still able to do the job. The other thing is obviously the price. I know you won't get GPS and some other bits, but actually the price, I got mine, I think it was something like £90, and that's very good. The other thing I like is, I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate it here, but it's really around the quick replies. So if you get say you get an email, yeah, let's look at this one. So if I click into the email itself, you get these quick replies that are automatically set. So I wrote this one that says, I'm in a meeting, talk to you later. You can have a few other things here, and they work. You know, you can press a quick reply here and it replies to the email. The other thing I've seen is it replies to Facebook messages. So I would think that all the social media kind of messenger things, I think it would work. So that's another quick thing that I like about this. Let me see if there's any more. I think that's about it. So what are the things I don't like? The first thing is the steps counter. So the steps counter is very good in terms of counting, but the problem I have, which is I'm sure all steps counters will be the same, Basically what it does is it overstates the steps. So if I'm wearing this and I use my left hand like this to scratch my head back and forth 10 times, you can actually see the number of steps increasing. And I know, most counters will do the same, so it's not a big problem, but it's just so you know that it overstates. In fact, I should have given you another positive. You will know from the videos I've done in the past about the Galaxy Watch and how terrible it was with the heart rate sensor, because Samsung decided to change it. This is similar to what you get on the Gear S3 in terms of layout. The Galaxy Watch has got a round thing. It doesn't work. So the thing that's on the Galaxy Watch in terms of heart rate is unreliable. It basically doesn't work. On this, and this is one of the biggest pluses, it works like a charm. It's very good, and I would recommend that you try it if you just want to do activity and you want something that tracks your movement. This is very good. So I thought I'll go back to a positive that I obviously missed. The other thing that you see with this Galaxy Fit is that when you connect it to Bluetooth and you get out of range, it takes a while before it knows that you're out of range. So with the Galaxy Watch, you could just walk in. Once you're out by 10 meters, it gives you a sound to say you're out of range. This thing, you can go maybe a minute or so out of range before it actually warns you. I just thought I'll mention that. It's not a big deal for me, but it's just a delayed response. So if you lost it, and you're waiting for that beep to come and say actually you're out of range, you might wait a minute or so before it actually tells you that. So just thought I would say that. There's one or two glitches I found which are minor again. When I was using the cross trainer or elliptical trainer, it didn't auto detect some of the movements that I was doing. So when you go over 10 minutes, it's supposed to tell you that your elliptical training, we've detected it. It didn't do that, but maybe it was just a glitch. It is supposed to. When I walk, it knows. When I run, it knows. After 10 minutes, it auto detects and start tracking it as a walk or a run. Same with the elliptical trainer. It's supposed to do the same thing, but it didn't. So that's kind of the quick summary. And then if I just go into some of the details so you can look at how this thing works and you can appreciate some of the things it does, I'll show you the app on the phone. So when you open the app, some of the things you will see immediately is that you can choose here. I've got my buds there. You can connect a new device. Let's see if we can get in there. So this is the Galaxy Fit, so I would do that, and it will say what the battery is. It says moderate here in terms of use. I think when it's full, it will say that you've got a lot of battery basically. Some of the things you get here are Samsung Health. We'll come back to this, and then you get the settings. We'll come back to that. Just wanted to take you through what other things you get. So your alarm, weather, quick responses, and this is what I was saying earlier. You can have a whole list of how you respond. Because it's not like a smartwatch, you can't actually write on it. You just tap any preset messages. The other thing is you have Find My Band. As I was saying to you, this works because it's just next to me. It's actually working, but it's buzzing. It's buzzing instead. So I wonder whether I can change this to sound, but I like it on vibrate, so I'm going to stop that. But it does work. So we can do that. And then notifications is similar to what you have on the watch. You can choose to receive notifications for all your apps. You can choose whether notifications are still show on the watch or on the Galaxy Fit when you've got the phone open. The usual. These are similar to the ones we had for the watches, so it's nothing quite to shout about there. And then you got your vibration, some advanced features here. So some of you will ask, well, you got that battery life, what did you have to change? I didn't change a lot of settings that came out with the band. One of the things I changed is I turned this off, good night mode. Basically it stops all the notifications, but otherwise it's factory settings. I didn't change much. If I change anything that I see, I'll let you know. But you know, you can set that when you press this button on the side, so this button here, you can actually set what activity you get. So here mine is set to running. As soon as I press it, let's see if we can demonstrate that actually, so you know what I mean. So if I go, let's press and hold. So here we go. 3, 2. It then counts down. I let go too quickly, but it counts down to, and I've turned it off. It counts down to the to start running. So basically it will start counting down 3, 2, 1, and the activity starts. And what I think you can do is you can actually change that setting to, let's see if we can get in and I'll show you. So where were we? We were advanced. So what you can do is change that. You get a whole list, as you can see. You can change that to any of these. I'll scroll through so that you can pause and look at your own leisure, but that's what it is. Wake up gesture, as you saw, sometimes when I pick it up, it automatically turns itself on. This has worked like a charm. Again, very good, no problem at all. Water lock mode, I think this is when you're swimming and things like that, so that it locks the screen so that the water doesn't make it seem like somebody's touching the screen. I think that's what it does. But I don't use it, so it's off. I don't swim really. Do not disturb, you've got that. It syncs whatever settings you got on the phone. There's some quick settings that you can change, which are on the unit itself, but you can change these quick units, so these quick settings, so that they appear there the way you want them. Anything else here? Status indicator. I think you saw, if you look back in the video, you will see there was a yellow dot on the top of the screen. That's to show you've got the notifications, and all you got to do when that's on there, you swipe and then it will tell you if you got any notifications. I think that lottery email was the notification I had here, and Instagram. So that's gone because I opened it, but it does show you notifications, and then you can interact with them in terms of quick responses if it's something that you press in a message to quickly respond. So if we go back, the other things that you've got is just whether you're backing up stuff, and then your software version, and then about Galaxy Wearable. I haven't received any updates on software for this. It's the ones I bought it and nothing's changed so far. So there might be something coming up for whatever other things that they might need to update. I said I would come back to Samsung Health. So one of the things that you do here, and you will probably know this already, is that you have to choose where your activity is going to come from. So for me, the activity is really the watch, the Galaxy Fit. You can see there in the corner. I was trying to, here. So if I do this, you can choose where your steps counter is going to be. So it could be that you use both devices, or mobile or Galaxy Fit. And what I tried to do, this was strange to me. Again, I just thought I would experiment. So I was wearing my band, but I started the activity on my phone. I didn't start it on the band, I started it on the phone. And what happened is when I went running, the phone recorded the run. And then because it was over 10 minutes, the band also recorded the run. So I had 2 runs recorded. So it didn't seem to know that it could sync the 2 into one thing. So what I would suggest is, if you're running and you already know this, and you're using your Galaxy Fit, use that instead of the phone. Instead of the phone, because you got a band anyways. Otherwise you get duplication. So that's kind of something I probably knew, but I just wanted to check it out for myself. So some of the activity, you will see some of the activity I've done. If I go like this and just do trends, you will see I've been using it. So if I go there again, you will see I did a lot of elliptical training yesterday. You can also see if I go here, again, I normally do a run and elliptical trainer, and that's what I did today actually. Let's see. Yeah, elliptical trainer and a run. So I've been using it since I bought it last week, and so what I'm telling you is really stuff I've found out while using it. There is a slight tip here that you will spend forever trying to find, and I'm going to show you how to find it. And it's, you know, when you record an activity and you don't want it to show, maybe it's recorded by error. So maybe you were driving and the Galaxy Fit thought that you were cycling, for example, and you want to delete it. It's not very straightforward. And the way I had to do it, you can't go into the activity itself. So if we do this, so if we go activity, and you think, oh, I don't really want this, and I want to delete it, you can see that there's no option to delete. It's share or you're done. The other thing is some people might say press and hold and whatever. Nothing happens. You just graze it out. And the way to do that is quite strange. I don't know why it's hidden, but here it is. You have to click recent workouts. It took me forever to find this. So you click recent workouts and then you can delete. You can choose what you want to delete. As you saw, I press the button, or you can choose all and then delete. But yeah, strange. So that's it really. I don't know if there's anything else that I was going to show you. Let me just go into these settings here. You can set your steps targets. You can choose the exercises that work. Automatic detection, I talked about this. You can see elliptical trainer for me is marked, and that didn't work. After 10 minutes, it didn't know I was doing this. So I had to tell it, or I had to use my phone or restart the activity so that it knew. The other thing that it does very well, if you're running and then you stop, it auto stops and then auto starts again when you resume. So it auto resumes, which is quite good. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't want to make the video too long, but if you have any questions, I'll try stuff as I did with the watches, and then you can tell me what it is you want to know. In terms of the band itself, some of the quick things I'll show you here in terms of the menu is if you flick to this side, you see notifications. So that's your notification side. And if you go this way, you can choose what shows up here. So this is the kind of activity one. And if you go back again, if you were doing a workout, if you were just doing a workout, you would go here, and then there's a whole list. And if I just clicked on one of these, so say I'll delete it later, but see what happens. It's very quick, and it starts. And then you're counting down and you're doing your calories. And to stop, you just press the button on the left, and you either start a new one or you finish. So we'll click finish here, and then you've got your summary. And because I'm not wearing it, it won't know what my heart rate is. And from here, for this one, you can delete. That's the good thing. But if you will see that once it's a complete activity and it's gone to the phone, you can't delete it. You have to go to recent workouts like I showed you. And if you keep going, you got to stress. This stuff, you can choose what shows up here. It doesn't have to look like this. I chose that I wanted the timer and I wanted the alarm to show. And then you're back to notifications and back to the main screen. So you can actually go either way. And that's it. And to go back, you can press the button and it takes you to the main screen. And when you're running, you can choose to have the screen always on. I didn't do that. I like it off like this. And then when I flick it, it just turns itself on. That's what I like. And that's what the setting I've had when I've had the 7-day battery life. So those are some of the quick things I could show you. As I said, you can change some of this stuff. Let me see if I can quickly take you back to this. So if I do, see at the bottom here, it says home, and then you got the watch faces. You can choose from all sorts. There you go. You can choose all sorts of things, and then it changes on your band. I thought I would just share that as well. But yeah, video is getting too long. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.